I want to come on here and share some very clear guidance that I received from my guides on how it is that we can really take advantage of the next few months of 2025, the rest of the year, to set us the F up for 2026. Right now, we are experiencing as a collective these ramped up energies. We're seeing that in the rise of the political climate, the events that are happening all over the world. There is this energy, this light, this information that is blasting onto our planet that is allowing us to have shadows illuminated, that is allowing us to pivot into a more aligned place with our path and our energy and our soul. And this energy and having these experiences of this light blasting onto our planet can feel uncomfortable, especially if we are a being that has been living a bit more in the shadow, a bit more unaware. This energy is going to come in and shake things up, but that doesn't have to be the case. I want you to know that there's a way that you can actually utilize this energy to catapult you, to like slingshot you into the higher reality or reality fields or states of being that are like summoning you to elevate into a more aligned version and truthful version of who you are. And that is what I want to talk about today. The 3 pieces of guidance that came through my channel feel like they are the perfect recipe to lock the F in for the rest of this year and be set up for 2026. That is like the words I keep hearing, is like, you will be set, you will be set. The big energy that we are all experiencing right now, you can imagine it like big waves in the ocean. You can either sit there on your back and allow the waters to crash on you, or you can grab your surfboard and learn how to freaking surf. It's the same waves, different ways of looking at it, different ways of using the energy. And today, what I am sharing with you with this guidance is how you're going to pick up your board and utilize this energy so that you can surf. And by the time you step into 2026, you are going to be unrecognizable. You are going to be living in a completely different reality field, but it all comes down to you locking in. So let's get into these 3 pieces of guidance that came through my channel, the main focuses that your soul is inviting you to lean into for the rest of 2025. So the first piece of guidance that I received was cut out the noise and clear the channel. We are living in this experience where you can imagine there is infinite reality fields, infinite worlds that exist. Some of those worlds are going to be going through a teardown moment, or the moment where so much light is blasted onto it. And because those worlds are maybe existing in a bit more of density, a bit more of the shadow, those worlds are going to have these immense opportunities to wake up, to be shaken up. And I want you to imagine the time period in your life where you went through the darkest, like shake up, wake up moment. That experience is going to be now gifted to other groups of people, the wake up and shake up moment. And I want you to know that with the use of social media and the way that we are all so easily connected to each other, it can be very easy to be in your reality field and your version of Earth, but then to think you need to be pulled or to unconsciously be pulled into other versions of Earth, other reality fields. Now, I don't say this as a way of ignoring the catastrophic events that are happening in the world. What I'm saying is that if you actually want to contribute to the building of new Earths and contribute your frequency and your energy, your awareness is not needed there. It is needed in your corner of the world, doing what makes you happy, locking into the things that elevate your frequency. And you have to know that that is contributing to the way that all of these other versions of reality are waking up. That is a frequency, it's an energy. You're here for a reason because you came here to build something, to create something, to live your own version of reality that's inspiring to other people. You are really stepping into the role of a blueprint that is going to allow other people to expand and elevate. And remember, just like how you have people in your life that are here to expand and elevate and help you remember, they are not suited to go in there and to lower their frequency and live in that reality field. They are more suited in staying out of that and really locking in to the contribution of the energy to the collective. You need to be in your studio, in your paradigm, in your reality field, building your own world with the energy, the frequency, and then getting the intuitive hits on where it is that you're meant to go in your life, what it is that you're meant to do, what it is that you're meant to create, because your gifts are better used in that lane. When you are scrolling on Instagram, every single being that is posting on there, the news that you see, those are different reality fields. And when you are spending time cultivating your own reality fields, building up this beautiful relationship with your own world, your own experience. You're learning that you are the co-creator. You're pouring your energy into what it is that you are building and creating. That is a very sacred process. It's a very sacred creation. On social media, and when we're watching all of this content that is bringing us into other reality fields, we are then doing a disservice to all. We're doing a disservice to us. We're doing a disservice to other people. I read in a post the other day on Instagram, know when staying informed is actually just another version of addiction. And if you are here elevating your awareness, elevating your energy, that news stream, watching that content is going to be so fulfilling for the ego that wants you to stay in a lower vibration of fear, of anxiety, because it's going to soothe that part of self that is addicted to feeling that certain energetic state. So cut out the noise. Now, the second part of this is to clear the channel. Cut out the noise and clear the channel. What is coming through so strongly is that we are literally building new reality fields. We are awakening to higher truths as more light comes in, and that is gifting us the opportunity to shift into these versions of Earth that are more harmonious, that are rooted in peace and safety and inner abundance. You can think about this in your own life now. You have been on a journey of building that sacred corner of that new Earth in your own way. Now, the second part of this message was to cut out the noise and clear the channel. So what I'm saying with building your corner of Earth, building that paradigm, that is consciousness work that you're doing. That is you tapping into higher truths of what's possible for you with making money or love or where you want to live in the world. And you're venturing out into this reality field and starting to tap into these higher truths of how eternally safe you are, how abundant you are, the peace, the love that exists within you. And as you tap into those higher truths, you start having that reflected outward in these new reality fields. And when you are consuming all of this other content that doesn't actually resonate with you, it's like it's on a different frequency, people are living in totally different realities that you don't even align with, that is clogging up the channel. And it's messing up the way that you're going to be guided to receive instruction over the next few months, and especially with 2026. But for now, 2025, I want you to get so intimate with your own channel, your own guidance, your own visions, your own dreams. Lean into people that inspire you, like have your select few guides online or people that really activate this level of remembering in you, but cut out the rest that feels like every time you watch it, you're actually going into like a lower reality field, or you're entering into something that just doesn't actually align with you. We need your channel clear because you are literally birthing new realities and birthing higher timelines. And that channel is the communication line from you and your higher self, you and your guides, you and love, and this higher frequency that is coming in to create even more magnificence, even more magic, even more order, for you to experience even more abundance. So again, cut out the noise, clear the channel. Now, the second point is to share your art. It matters more than you realize. Even if you're someone who doesn't consider themselves an artist, I want you to think about the reality field that you are building and creating when I'm talking about art. We are all creator beings. We have this beautiful consciousness, we are that beautiful consciousness. That consciousness creates. It is like realizing that you are the system that is rendering experiences, rendering reality fields. That is who you truly are. You are a creator. When I say artist, it is the realizing that you are a creator that brings you to another level of experiencing this reality field where you are not just sitting here consuming, you're actually going out and making stuff, whether that is building a reality field, building a family, sharing your art with the world, creating a business. You are here to not just tap in and explore your consciousness, but to use it, to paint with your consciousness onto this reality field. And over the next few months, what I am advising you to do is to really ask yourself this honest question. Where have I been not creating or putting out this energy and this frequency in a way that I know I'm feeling called to? You have been doing such beautiful healing work over the past few years, maybe the past few months, it has been even deeper. And now that energy that you're tapping into, that gets to be shared. Think about what I was sharing in that first point. We are building new reality fields. It's not that you are tapping into this energy, constantly doing healing work, sitting in your room alone. We need that energy to be expressed outward. And I'm telling you, learning the ropes of like what it is that you want to share, the way that you want to express your energy, even if it's you dancing in your house on a daily basis and you devoting yourself to expressing that energy for the rest of 2025, whatever that looks like, whether it's a business, really leaning into parenting in a new way, you are going to see how that is the paint that is building your reality field, that when you step into 2026, you're going to look back at all those times that you shared your art or did something that felt like it was out of your comfort zone, where you were expressing your energy or sharing your voice online. And those were the building blocks for the castle that you're going to be stepping into for 2026. I want you to think that you sharing your art is no longer just about like trying to be famous or trying to grow an audience online. You sitting, like me sitting here in this room right now, talking to a camera, is doing something for my life. It is exuding this frequency, this energy that allows me to interact with my reality field in a more coherent way. When I am making art, I'm opening up my channel, I'm aligning with my heart space, and I'm emitting this frequency out that allows me to have this really intimate relationship with the universe. Because of that flow of creation and receiving and giving and receiving, I then get to experience those universal frequencies of abundance, love, peace, joy, just because I am choosing to commit to the creation, commit to sharing my art. And I want you to know that if you really lock in and commit to this for the rest of 2025, you are going to be shocked with what sharing that energy does for you and your life, and also for humanity. You are really on this journey of almost like preparing yourself to be so surprised with what happens when you lean in and share your energy with the world. Because here's what happens. We're living in an energetic experience, right? What you put out is what you then get to experience back. Who you be, the energy that you cultivate within, is also mirrored in your reality field. When you are sharing your frequency, that is the way that you're communicating your energy to the matrix, the divine matrix that is building your reality field all around you. You also get to tap into this frequency when you're sharing your art that is very heart-centered, very in alignment with your soul, and that's an energy that you're also just naturally sharing outward without even doing anything. When I end this video and then I walk into my kitchen, there's a frequency and energy that I tapped into through this process that's going to be emitted out to my field. That combination of all that energy is literally the magic secret freaking sauce to you cultivating. I'm getting this visual of like waving magic wands, where you're playing with your reality field in this way that feels so good to you, but then you get these gifts back. We're going to show you now reflections of your soul. Here's the perfect being that you're going to be in a relationship with. Here's the perfect friend. Here's the perfect career. Here's the perfect job listing. All of these things are going to be manifested just because they are pure reflections of the energy that you are putting out. Think about the energy that you access in the now every single time you're creating. When I'm in these locked in moments of channeling and being in front of the camera, there is something that's happening to me. Like my soul is coming through. I can literally feel it now that I'm like freaking in the channel, in the zone, and I am feeling more of my essence. What a beautiful thing, right? To know that when we are committing to our creations, that we are accessing more of our essence. That doesn't just stop when the camera stops. Doesn't just stop when we put down our child. Doesn't just stop when we put down the paintbrush. It is a continuous tap in where the creations are literally birthing us as we are birthing the creations. I'm getting the visual of 2025 as the year of like extreme endings for some people, but then when you're consciously learning how to like use that energy, cultivate presence, really be in the now, excavating your psyche in ways that it wants to be excavated, you get to use this energy as opportunities to mindfully plucking out the weeds and putting seeds in that are then going to use the storms and the rain that's coming in a way that is so advantageous for how your 2026 is going to start. This is like the vibe I'm tapping you into. There's so much opportunity with how we can utilize this energy in 2025. It's actually freaking insane. I just want you to trust that you sharing your art matters more than you know. Okay, and the last and final note is probably the most important. Create systems that support your devotion. What I mean by this is that when we are these very upper chakras, imaginative, spiritual beings, and we're starting to open up our awareness, we can very easily wake up on a daily basis and feel like we're being taken by the wind. And we have a lack in groundedness to actually take those ideas and the things that we're tapping into from our channel, from our guides, and to actually ground them into our body, into the 3D. What you are being called to do for the rest of 2025 is to think about the things that you would love to, when you visualize the gardens and the seeds that we were just talking about planting, what are the areas of your life that you would love to plant a new seed in, that you would love to see bloom, that you would love to take advantage of this energy with and really pour magic and expansion onto? Think about what those areas are And now I want you to think about maybe some of the reasons that you haven't actually devoted yourself to those areas of life, and to see, first off, the divinity of how now is the perfect time and you actually weren't meant to, but also there is this opportunity to support the ideas and the visions that you have in those areas of your life with more masculine energy, more structure, because you are someone who is tapping into these higher visions, these inner knowings. Sometimes it helps to just balance out that feminine creative energy with a bit of that masculine grounded energy. And this is where systems come in. What I mean by a system is that a lot of people in like the personal development world, they'll talk about how you don't need to set goals, you need to create systems. And this would be like someone setting a goal for like a fitness journey of, let's say they want to lose 30 pounds. And instead of saying, okay, I'm going to set the goal of losing 30 pounds, you create the system of like, I'm going to go weightlift from 9 to 10 every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And that is a system that then you just don't even have to think about. There's no room for procrastination. There's no room for self-sabotage. The reason why so many people will tap into these higher visions, these ideas, and they won't be able to ground them into the 3D is because they're using too much energy or not enough energy figuring out when they're going to do it or how they're going to do it. And systems are the things that take all of that overthinking and it just creates a roadmap for you that when you wake up each day, there's not even room to think about the options or the ways that you're going to go about doing it. There's a system in place where you step inside of that system and then you have this creative flow of like thinking and using your gifts in a way that actually serves the creation of what you're doing. For the rest of 2025, there are certain areas of your life that you are really being called to devote yourself to, because these energies, these ramped up energies can be utilized in a way where those areas of your life get to bloom. They get to be birthed into something new, so that when you step into 2026, you're going to look back at the devotion that you poured into yourself in those areas of life and see how that was the slow, progressive journey of watering the flower that then bloomed into this beautiful, magnificent piece of art that will be in your reality field. And what I'm now inviting you to do is to really think about this in form of devotion. This is a devotional act. In the past, you may have been maybe feeling this adverse reaction to having structure or creating this like discipline in your life, but I want you to think about it as devotion. It is not discipline of telling your ego that you have to go do something and prove yourself wrong. This is soul devotion, where you're tuning into the things that you want to experience more of your soul within, and you are setting up the structures and the systems that allow you to do that on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, whatever it is that you're doing. So think about what those systems are. Do you want to set up a challenge for yourself where you're doing something consistently every day? That's something I'm doing with my meditation practice, with my creations, and it has been so freaking expansive. For this, I'm having a few things come through. 1, think about the areas of your life where you are wanting to experience the blooming flowers in. You're going to be using this energy in those areas of life, but the way that you use those energies is to 2, devote yourself to them. There may have in the past been this wishy-washy energy of kind of going in and then maybe stepping out, but we're over that. There's too much light on this earth to keep you in misaligned ways of being, where now you're starting to see that, oh, my soul has been guiding me in this direction. It wasn't even my ego, it was my soul. So now we're locking into the devotion. 3, if you are in an area where you're wanting to devote yourself to, is there an opportunity for you to take out some of the thinking, to take out some of the over analyzing or the planning, and to create a system that does that work for you, where you get the freedom to be in creative flow, or maybe flow with your movement, or maybe flow with cooking and eating certain foods, where you create a system. One of the most helpful things that you can do for any devotional path that you are committing to is to set up systems. And that way you can flow within those systems. And then you get to free up your mental space to actually focus in on the things that your gifts and your creative ideas are wanting to be poured into. Now, I just want to say here, if you feel like 2026, the version of you that lives in that year, is more expanded with what they're capable of, what they're creating, what they're doing in their life, I highly, highly recommend listening to this video that I made where I was discussing how it is that we can use higher states of consciousness to really tap into this limitless potential. If you are someone who is devoting themselves to some sort of path with your health or career, I highly, highly recommend diving into this. It's going to help you elevate your awareness to understand how it is that you can actually start acting from your soul instead of allowing your ego to pull you into procrastination, self-sabotage, or any sort of behaviors that are not actually aligned with what it is that you wish to create. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.